my whole 5 carrots. These were out of the fingerling bucket, the ones that I missed and I needed to pull up to plant some tomatoes in that grow bag. We are actually doing carrots in the fall. We only planted a few in the spring, and they were all for the fingerlings and things like that. So we pulled those. We didn't video those much, but in fall we're going to plant a lot of carrots and things, and they'll be outside. So there it is. Let's go check on these hydroponics. Okay, we're in here. So these two are actually tomatoes. This is the early girl. Now, if you remember, we put another one in here. It's right there. That one died, but it's being a placeholder right now for that hole. We do have tomatoes on here and a lot of blooms. And right now, we are going to, not today, but it will be tomorrow, we'll come. These are the ones that are dead. I put them all on this table. We will come, and these two are going to get a permanent stake situation with their permanent home. Right now they're just being propped. If we come and look at this guy, you can see we've lost the yellow leaves, and we're doing really well coming back. We've got a lot of stuff forming on there. The broccoli still. This has a ton of blooms on it. This one was having a little bit of troubles. We've already fixed the solution, and it already looks better than it did yesterday. But these are Jet Stars, and they're going to get a permanent support. They're finally big enough now. This Serrano is doing really well. This is one of the best looking ones in here. It's being propped. It's ready for a permanent support. This broccoli is doing really well. These are the ground cherries, and they are starting to get their blooms, and they're doing really, really well. These are tomatoes. They're not quite ready for their supports yet, but we're going to prep them. These are yellow squash, and already they're looking better. This one was having a chemical imbalance because it started to set flowers super early. So we went ahead and balanced that out last night. That's why you can't tell a difference right now, because we just did this last night. This was the one, let's see. Yes, zucchini. And then this is my cucamelons. This is the one we lost with the water issue. And then these are the lemon cukes, I believe. This is the resident tomato. We decided not to prune. It is loaded. It started to have a little bit of issues. Already been treated, and it's looking great. Let's see. This is that big beef. There's a quick little update on what's going on in the greenhouse. We have to step away for a lot of the day today, so I'm just going to give a little update. Then we'll be in the garden for most of the weekend, and we're going to be treating the apple trees again for a fungal infection, which we were already prepped for having the stuff here that we were going to need for that. So everything should be doing pretty well after that. Everything that's been treated in the greenhouse has been doing great. So we'll see you on the next one. Okay, so this is the bed that we had the sunflowers, bush cucumbers, marigolds, and the bushy cucumbers. And as you can see, they're doing really well in this bed. The only thing that did not germinate was one cucumber here and one sunflower there. They're doing great. And this has been amazing. The tomatoes, let's see if we can zoom. They're all doing really well. We're working on more today. Peppers are kicking butt. These are the bush beans. Some of them made transplant, some of them didn't. These 2 beds of lettuce, they're being pulled. These 2 beds will be flipped over, and they will be tomatoes. Pepper's doing great. Pepper's doing great. These 2 cucumbers survived transplant. The rest of them didn't, so that'll be replanted, and then a trellis will go in there. These are all doing great. The melons and the peppers and the cilantro. But something got these eggplants. And they just are not going to recover, I don't think. So we'll go ahead and pull those up. We still have so much mulch to put out, it's not even funny. All these peppers are doing great. We only lost one right here. And these melons are doing awesome. We didn't plant the edges of this yet, so we haven't pulled any of the grass. So that's great. Today I'm going to work on replanting all these little planters with herbs and fixing some of our broken potato bags that we lost in the storm. So let's get growing. Okay, so my life just got changed, everyone. We're going to interrupt this video for this. This is a weed. So these, I'm like, oh, look at these little pretty flowers. Okay, so the neighbor girl literally just told me that these are what her grandma calls wild pickles. And let me tell you, people, they are literally delicious and neat, and they taste like little sour pickles. Like, what the heck? Look at these things.
Put them in salads. I'm telling you, it's a game changer.
So my life is forever changed, so we're going to do a food video. You already know how I am. Okay, so we are going to plant these little kits. He's being a goof. Say hello, everyone. You're on YouTube.
I'm YouTube famous.
Alrighty then.
And so we're going to do a coneflower, sunflower, daisy, strawberry, tomato, and basil. We're going to get these, and then we will put them over here with this stuff. I got another row done, and I've got the 3 planters down there. We're going to top dress and put in herbs. 3 down here we'll top dress and put in herbs. And then be planting tomatoes all down this. Meanwhile, while I'm gardening today, Braxton is over there fixing the weed eater so that we can get a handle on all this stuff and continue the garden. We will be getting a brush cutter and all that kind of stuff and getting that going. But for now, he is on maintenance. Alright, so each one of these the seeds come on a little piece of paper. And it was a pretty fast process because him and I were, we were trying to do this. It was our mother-son gardening project. He sat right in front of the camera. So we got these peats wet, and I wasn't loving our odds with just the peat, so I did cheat, and I did put my organic premix on top so that it had a nice, something to push through. So we are going to get these all set out. We've got tomato, basil, coneflower, sunflower, daisies, and strawberries. So we are going to work together and get these placed out. And then, yeah, we will probably end up putting them in some cinder block holes. Just because we think that's pretty cool. Maybe in some of the tree cages. We'll just see what we're going to end up doing. And we'll get these herbs done. So, we'll get to it. So we ended up putting them here around these to kind of keep them from falling over for a bit. We put their labels up underneath of them. Plus they're color coordinated, so that helps. And then we got all these topped. So I'm going to run in the house, grab the herb seeds. We'll get those planted. And then I'll get these tomatoes for this section out. Alright, well, the tomato section of the garden is really coming along. I will just keep creeping my way up. And so I got 2 new rows in today. And I got all these planters. I still have more over there, but all these planters are planted. It's a mix of flowers and herbs. But that's it. Everything in these planters all the way down will just be flowers or herbs. And we'll be ready to plant tomatoes in here. And then we'll be ready to plant tomatoes in here. We will be heavy pruning tomatoes this year. So we will be able to have enough space to walk. And the rocks are turning out cool. Let's see if I can get to the end here. So the rocks are turning out really awesome. Again, there's not many on this side because when I add the other row, then I'll merge them together. Braxton went around today and with the weed eater and was trying to lay some of this stuff down a little bit better so that we can keep going. These tomatoes that are in here are doing great. Everything we've put in so far is kicking buns. He's over there digging plant trenches. We got a lot of stuff out in these little planters. Now, my son and I planted those little ones you saw. They won't be staying right here forever. They're just there to be protected. But we've got parsley, chives, cumin, amaranth, baby's breath. In some of the beds, we got planted some nasturtiums today. We've got some wild thyme, lemon balm. There was some lavender. There's some pansies. There was some forget-me-nots, Johnny jump-ups, oregano, different kinds of basil. Lots of stuff went in today. The garden will be, so where these trees are down, that's actually going to be on the outside of the garden. We will fence right on the inside, all the way around, fence to the back of that house, and then we'll fence all the way up here and all the way to the shed. And there will be water tanks here that'll be on a pump, and they'll be able to run hoses to manage all this. There will be, we got to get mulch, more mulch. And it'll be about 8 inches thick everywhere, and there will be pathways and lights and different little elements in here, and there will be different kinds of entrances. And I'm not going to tell you what kind of fence we're going to do because that'll be a whole nother project that'll be very, very cool to do. And the main entrance will be here, but we'll put one at the back, one over here at the front, and just a gate on this side. So there will be a ton of stuff going. We've got a good compost pile going, especially with the birds. Everything is coming along really well here. And we will bring you back for more garden videos. We will be having a duck pen video coming. We will have the rest of the chicken run coming. We took a pause on that briefly to get these tomatoes out. And then here in the middle between these houses, we're going to have a huge project going. And we will show everybody that. So lots to come. Anything? Do you want to talk about your day? You look a wreck.
I'm just full of grass because I was doing a bunch of weed eating for everybody. Getting things organized. Big things coming.
So everybody stay tuned and we'll
see you tomorrow.